Parker about your competitive spirit. He said, in a good way, that you were obnoxiously competitive. Is that a fair description of?
I don't know, maybe. I guess other people might see a little better than I do, maybe sometimes. Just trying to go, as hard as I can all the time, and everything's competitive usually in life, so you try to use it.
Yeah. As a senior, I mean, obviously, well, you guys haven't been, but most of us have been college seniors. We know that it's sort of different as your last go around. And how has that sort of maybe affected? Has it changed things for you a little bit, knowing that this is it for you at Iowa this last year?
I don't know if it's changed anything. I've always had them try to have the mentality, and I think coaches try to instill the mentality in us. Any play could be your last play, so play like it is your last play. Always give 100%. So I don't think it's really changed, but you definitely can see it. The end coming near, and it kind of sucks. But just keep on going out there, and you don't want to regret anything in life. So keep on going 100%.
How's 99 plays feel on the body the next day?
Yeah, it was a little rough, but you just try to get back up from it, get an ice tub. And get ready for the next one, which you never know how many plays you could have the next game.
As part of your style is your style. You've been playing the way you play since the day you got on the field here. Is part of that, though, knowing that no matter if your ankle hurts or like whatever, that the other guys in the defense are watching you and taking their cues from you and how hard you play?
Yeah, I hope so. I try to lead by example. I'm not usually the guy that's yelling at anybody, stuff like that. So, leading by a positive example, is always trying to stay upright, not looking like you're tired and stuff like that, even though sometimes it might be hard. Just trying to, give that example of, you're going out there busting your butt all day and trying to make the team better.
What's your takeaway of the defense on Saturday?
I don't know. There's a lot of different things. There's a lot of positives, but there's also quite a bit of negatives in there that we have mistakes, mental mistakes, and some physical stuff too. So we can get better, and that's the best thing coming this next week is looking at how much we can get better against the game against Michigan State.
You guys need to get more. You guys blitzed 15 times or somewhere there about Saturday out of 100 plays. Do you feel like you need to get more out of blitzing, get more disruption, just get something extra, get the quarterback off his mark or something like that?
Yeah, it just depends on the blitzes. Depends on what they're sliding, what their coverage is, what their sliding is on the offensive line. But I don't know how it needs to change much. Maybe us linebackers need to be able to use different moves and stuff like that to get the ball carrier, stuff like that. But I don't know if it's.
How much do you put into? How much? You guys practice everything. How much do you put in? How much can you put in for the blitzing practice?
You put in a little bit. A couple minutes here and there. It just depends on the week and how much you think you're going to blitz that week, depending on what kind of offense they run. So it really depends on the week, who you're playing and what kind of offense they're going to do against you.
I kind of joke with Ben that when you watch film, I'm guessing it's a little bit like Football Rain Man, where you see some things and you gain a few steps every time you watch film. Do you see it differently than like a coach almost probably?
I don't know if I can see it like that or not. I think all three of us linebackers, and I think some of the other guys can see it pretty well too. I think our coaches in the past that we've had have taught us how to watch tape and what to take away really of what kind of tape we're watching, what we're watching specifically, if it's offensive guards, if it's the backfield set, really alignment stuff. So I think we all can take away quite a bit of stuff.
How much did that change from when you walked in the doors from Decorah to where you are now?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, I bet.
High school stuff is a little lesser, maybe not as in depth, but it's still pretty good. Even in high school I went, I thought it was pretty good for coaches understanding, where to put you and understanding of tape knowledge and how to watch it. I think it was pretty good. But college, there's other coaches and more coaches that are involved, so you really you get a little bit more.
Has anybody been like sort of your, I don't know who the mentor was in Harry Potter, but who's been like maybe your guy who's taught you the most on how to watch film?
I don't know if there's one guy.
Really?
I think it goes back to players. When we were here early on in our years, for freshman year, it was James, Hitchens, and Kirksey, those guys, and then it went to Travis Perry, Cole Fisher. Then it went to Jim Reed, Coach Reed, to Coach Wallace now. So, there's been a bunch of guys, a bunch of different guys with different things they want you to look at. And you just try to bring those all in and use them to your advantage.
For maybe the layman, how is, I guess for somebody who didn't understand, as far as the idea of playing fast instead of playing thinking, how important is it to just pour yourself into film to be able to play at the speed like you play?
Yeah, that's a huge thing. If you want to be able to move quick and not be thinking at all, when you're out there, maybe you just think for a split second and then you just go. You're gonna have to watch a lot of tape, understand what kind of plays they can run out of different situations, different formations. So you just have to watch quite a bit of film to be able to not think that much. So I mean, if you don't watch a lot of film, you might be thinking a little more and be slower on your reads.
Can you believe we've gone 5 minutes without asking about 2015 Michigan State?
Thank God, right?
Josey, what are your thoughts on second conference recognition, and how unique is that the offensive player also came from that game?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, you're talking. So you're talking about the Big Ten?
Big Ten, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool stuff. But I mean, I'd rather just win the game, and that stuff kind of secondary.
Was the 2015 the Big Ten title game? Was that a hard flush because you guys didn't have another game the next week, so you guys had to live with it a little bit longer than usual? Do you remember it like that?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, yeah. So we didn't have another game after that till the bowl game. So it took us slow. I mean, you watch that tape, you try to get better from it. You try to move on to the next one, even though maybe you might not know who it is for a little bit. But we just watched the tape, a couple days ago a day ago yesterday. So you try to watch the tape, understand what you did wrong, and how to improve yourself.
So how tackled were you on the last drive, on last play?
I don't know about that. It was fine.
Okay.
Now that you've had some time to set away, I mean, I think nationally people looked at Saquon Barkley like, oh my God, that guy's a monster. Now, you had to play against him. What's your take on him now that you've had to play against him the way you did Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, a guy that's very powerful. Got a lot of strength. Can move lateral very well. Also can jump over you too. We knew before the game
I
he
asked
could do
Josh
that.
about that, by the way.
Yeah. So I mean, we knew he was going to be a very elusive player.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to kind of focus in on him and be able to stop something like that.
What does facing a player like that teach you about your defense?
You just got to have everybody run the ball, and I think that's going to play into this week too. They got some powerful runners in the Scott player and the running back. So you're going to have the gang tackles. You're going to have everybody at the ball running inside out, and I think that's really going to apply this week.
Is there any sense of revenge seeking against Michigan State after 2015?
No, I mean, we just watched the game yesterday. You understand what you did wrong, and you come back and you try to fix those things, and use them to your benefit the next year you play them.
You watched that Big Ten championship game yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday, and you just maybe a couple more times you'll watch it. You just watch it as many games as possible.
Yeah.
And the ones especially against you probably might want to focus on a little more.
What'd you learn?
Yeah, we were a younger team then, definitely less experience. And I think now understanding the defense a little more, be able to fit gaps a little better, hopefully understand offensive schemes.
On those long drives, I mean, you guys just had one against Penn State too. Is it it's human nature to flash to the one thing that maybe you thought like you could have done a little bit better? How do you fight that? How do you fight that and just try to focus on the bigger picture?
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. You're talking about like focusing on one play that really devastated you.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, you look back at it and you think about that all the time. But I think if you look at it like that, kind of, it might make you better too to be able to look at that and say that could have changed the game. But then also you got to forget about it. The next coming weeks. The next coming day, really, you got to forget about it. You got to move on to the next game.
That sounds like madness to me. I'm sorry. You got to remember, but you got to forget.
I mean, you fall asleep remembering those plays.
Right.
I think that helps certain people. I don't know if some people need it or want it, but that's just different opinions on it and how different people experience negative plays or positive plays and how it affects them and how they play.
Which is the